So it's that time of year again where Medicare beneficiaries get to review their coverage and figure out if they have the right plan or if things are changing significantly and they need to change plans. It's a time that most really don't enjoy. They don't want to have to go through this every year, but this is the time of year where we need to do that. Primarily if you are on a Medicare Advantage plan or if you have a Medicare drug plan. Those are the two scenarios that you need to kind of review every year during this Medicare open enrollment period. If you're on original Medicare with a Medicare supplement plan, you don't need to do that at this time. A Medicare supplement plan pretty much stays the same, and you can actually change it anytime during the year if you needed to do that. But during Medicare open enrollment period, the time to make a change is for a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medicare drug plan. I just wanted to jump in for a quick second and invite you to join my private Facebook group, Talking Medicare, where you can get answers to just about any questions on Medicare and interactions with others that are also in Medicare. There are no agents, no sales whatsoever. It's absolutely free. Just visit talkingmedicaregroup.com and it'll take you right there. You can sign up for free. Easy to do. Enjoy the video. So you will be receiving in the mail what is called an annual notice of change. This is very important, especially this year, because things are different this year. There are bigger changes this year than there have been in the past. And you may have heard some things. It's really tied to the Inflation Reduction Act, which is silly stuff that comes out of our government where they put these names on these bills that have nothing to do with the bills. But inside the Inflation Reduction Act, they have some changes primarily to Medicare Part D, Medicare drug plans, where they're going to limit out-of-pocket expense for the year to $2,000. Now, that's still a big number, but it's a lot less than what it could be if you're taking some very expensive drugs. Now, what they didn't bother to tell everybody under the Inflation Reduction Act is when they do something like this, put a cap on out-of-pocket expense, it's great for a very small amount of people that reach that limit. But it's not so great for everybody else, because what it does, it causes premiums to go up. So where we're going to get a limit on the out-of-pocket expense, we're also likely going to see some pretty significant increases in premiums. So if you're on a Medicare drug plan, you absolutely need to take a look at your ANOC, your annual notice of change, and you're also going to get an EOC, which is an evidence of coverage form, which is a little deeper dive. I don't know why they would have to split it up into two different forms, but the evidence of change or evidence of coverage gives you more of a real clear picture on whether you're going to pay more, whether your drugs may fall into a different category, the formulary, things of that nature, very important to do. Now, when you are on a Medicare drug plan, if you do have significant changes and that drug plan may not fit you best anymore, it's pretty easy to change. And I've made a video right here on how to find a Medicare drug plan. You want to do it the right way. The best way to do that is on Medicare.gov. They have a really good drug plan finder where you put in your medications, you put in your primary pharmacy, and it will tell you the best plan that covers what you currently take the best, including the cost of premium, the out-of-pocket expense, deductible, co-pays, things of that nature. Everything all balled into one gives you the annual out-of-pocket expense for that drug plan. You can find the best one. So it makes a lot of sense to take just a few minutes if you've been into that Medicare drug plan finder before. It likely will save your medication so you don't even have to input them again. So make sure you set up an account there. That's the best way to do it without having somebody sell you a Medicare drug plan that might not be the best one. You want to do that yourself because a lot of agents don't have access to all the options available under Medicare drug plans. So it makes a lot of sense just to visit Medicare.gov, go to the Medicare drug plan finder, put in your information, and it will tell you out of every single drug plan there is which one is the best in your situation. Now that's on Medicare drug plans. The bigger piece of this picture this year is on Medicare Advantage plans. So you want to make absolutely sure you keep an eye out for that ANOC. And the ANOC, the Annual Notice of Change, comes out late September. So late September, they're going to tell you what changes are happening to your plan. There are going to be some pretty big changes this year. There were some funding issues with Medicare Advantage where they didn't get as much money as they wanted. So they're talking about limiting benefits or pulling back on some benefits, not giving away as many ancillary extra benefits as they have in the past, things of that nature. A lot of plans are completely withdrawing from certain counties. So you may be on a Medicare Advantage plan where you can get a notice that says, we're leaving and we're not coming back and you need to find another plan. Now, it's kind of a crazy setup the way that Medicare puts this into action. So from an agent standpoint, agents aren't even allowed. They may know what's coming, but they aren't even allowed to discuss with you until after October 1st. So they can't discuss anything with any relevance on Medicare Advantage or Medicare drug plans until after October 1st. And then you're going to need to make a decision starting October 15th in this Medicare open enrollment period that lasts until December 7th and then is going to go into effect on January 1st. So it's crazy how this is set up where, I don't know, like it's a big secret. If you know what's coming, that you can't talk about it until after October 1st. So make sure you cover your own benefits yourself so that you know what's coming. You're going to get that ANOC letter. You're going to get that explanation of coverage letter, and it's going to give you a pretty good idea on whether things are okay or whether things are really bad and you need to make some changes. And likely this year, more than past, you're going to need to make some changes. So what your ANOC should be telling you is, number one, cost changes. Are there additional costs, maybe less costs, but more likely this year, there's going to be increased costs on both drug plan and Medicare Advantage scenarios. So just make sure you look closely to understand exactly what your out-of-pocket expense would be. Also, provider and pharmacy updates. So Medicare Advantage changes providers all the time. There may be more this time around where there are different doctors, less hospitals, different hospitals. That's the crazy part about Medicare Advantage. You have to use this in-network stuff where you have to get permission to go to where you want to go. So make sure if your hospital down the street is in your Advantage plan, that it's still in your Advantage plan. So you may need to make a change there. There's going to be a lot of turmoil this year where people are going to have to get back in this thing and shop again and understand the differences between original Medicare, Medicare Advantage. Does it make sense? All that kind of stuff. You know, that's certainly things we help with. I don't do Medicare Advantage. I don't recommend Medicare Advantage. We help with original Medicare, with Medicare supplement plans. I have thousands and thousands of happy clients that don't have to deal with this stuff every year. So if you want to take a look at that, fill out the form on my website, give us a phone call. We walk you right through that. If a Medicare supplement is what you want, then we enroll you into that plan, make it very easy to just get all your ducks in a row and your pieces in the right places. Very uncomplicated is what we want to do. So we want to make it as simple as possible so you don't have any surprises, concerns, huge out-of-pocket expenses down the road. Just try to keep things as simple as possible. So this is a year you absolutely want to plan ahead. Look for it in your mailbox, the annual notice of change. It'll come from your insurance carrier, whatever your insurance carrier is on your Medicare drug plan or your Medicare Advantage plan. Again, Medicare supplements do not play into this picture. Original Medicare does not play into this picture. Only Medicare drug plan, Medicare Advantage plan. So that is going to come into your mailbox. Again, late September. They don't give a whole lot of time to get all this stuff figured out. And this is different than it has been in the past because they threw a bunch of curveballs at the insurance companies, and the insurance companies haven't been able to figure it out. So they're scrambling right now to put all this together and to put their plans together because they didn't get firm answers from Medicare on exactly what was coming and what wasn't coming from their standpoint. So take a look at it. Make sure you understand it. Give us a call. We'll walk you right through everything. And I hope you find this helpful. Have a fantastic day. here are a couple of other videos, one video and actually a playlist that I think you'd also find very helpful in this time period of Medicare. It just makes things a little more easy, a little more less complicated for you to understand everything that you need to know. And obviously there's more than what we want to have to understand, but this will help get you through that.